Chukudi Atekam, how are you?
I'm fine.
How is the family?
Everyone is fine. Walking is fine too.
We are fine. I'm waiting to listen to what you have.
Yeah, I'm happy to see you here.
I'll always be here whenever I see it.
Always a big moral support.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, it's 3 o'clock and we are going to start. This is the Wild Lifestyle Show. My name is Helena. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so thank you for the introduction. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. So so that we don't waste a lot of time, could you please tell us about the kidneys and how beneficial they are to us?
All right, sure. So as we might all know, our kidneys are very vital organs to the human body. They are a pair of bean-shaped organs located somewhere within the body, let me put it that way. And there are two of them, and their function is mainly in the removal of waste.
Right. So they remove waste from the body.
So they do. Yeah, so they do that by filtering the blood of metabolic wastes, or when we say metabolic waste, we refer to the end products of the breakdown of substances in the body. So end product of breakdown of food, end product of any building process, like tissues building up and all that. So all these things present with wastes, and our kidneys play a major part in removing that waste. The kidneys are also involved in blood production, because there are certain things, one chemical that is produced in the kidneys that plays a role in building of blood. So sometimes in kidney disease, the patients end up with low blood levels.
All right. So I hear lots of people talk about kidney disease. I've seen a lot of people on dialysis, and I'm curious about the statistics on kidney disease. How serious is kidney disease in Ghana?
All right, so
recording progress.
Yeah, Helena, you can't be heard.
Someone's mic is on, so I'm trying to mute the person. Sorry for the interruptions. Please go ahead.
All right, so I started by explaining that I hope I can be heard.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I started by talking about the global prevalence of kidney disease, which is somewhere around 13%. And our own countries is also doing prevalence around 10% thereabouts. But I added that the scarier part is that we want to just look at the raw prevalence of kidney disease. Might not be so scary, but then the more scary aspect of this whole thing is that you begin to see a real problem because look at the number of people who have hypertension, number of people who have diabetes in our society or in our country. It then becomes very, very scary. So we want to do everything possible for those people who have those underlying conditions to manage them well so that it doesn't progress into kidney problems.
From what you are saying, hypertension and diabetes are risk factors for developing kidney diseases. Are there other
Obesity is a risk factor. Obesity meaning that you are bearing more weight than your body should, or you have more weight or more fats in your system than the body should bear. That's a risk factor. Smoking is a risk factor to the development of kidney disease. There's also the family risk association. If somebody in your family has ever developed any form of kidney diseases, you should be concerned because family link there. And being Black is also just a natural risk factor, something that you cannot change. So the risk factors, you can classify them into modifiable and unmodifiable. So something like obesity, something like smoking, there are things that you can change. But then being born a Black man, nobody can change anything about that. And there's also abnormal kidney structure. So people are just born with maybe such congenital disorder.
So how often should we undertake kidney tests? How do we know that we have kidney diseases, or so that we are prompted to undertake some form of test, and how often should we do this?
All right, so thank you, Helena, for the question. It's not all the time that if you have kidney diseases, you will know, or the signs will show. But then in some people, they are usually nauseous, they may be vomiting, they may lose appetite, they feel weak easily, they have sleep problems, they may end up urinating less or more, they may have muscle cramps, a lot of other things, dry, itchy skin. If you look at the books, there are so many signs of kidney diseases. But then nobody has to really wait for trigger factors or signs and symptoms before they screen the kidneys. So as part of your annual labs or people's annual labs, ranging from every 6 months to maybe twice a year, once to twice a year, you should always have kidney function tests done. Or if you just go to your doctor, and request that you want to the kidney can be helped to resume normal function is there. So it's just over to us to screen frequently so that we don't allow the damage to progress so much before we go. And mind you, before the kidney damage even expresses itself in blood tests and stuff like that, the damage is usually advanced. So
I wonder. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Helena, I cannot hear you. But before the things that can cause a kidney disease, and the first one is obesity. So everybody should be concerned about how big they become. This is not a time for you to be seeing weight gain and becoming fat and obese as a sign of good living, as certain cultures perceive it. It should be seen as a sign of sickness or impending sickness. So you do everything possible to be within the right weight range for your height and age. So what do I mean by that? You stop eating late in the night. You will be modest. You should be modest with your food portions. So just don't eat 2-3 balls of kenkey, whereas you can be satisfied on 1 or maybe 1.5 balls. So do something in the region of reducing the portion or the amount of food that you eat. And then everybody who wants to control their weight should actually talk to a dietitian like me, so that you can be monitored. You'll be given an initial diet advice and then you'll be monitored. You can achieve your weight loss goals. So manage weight and also exercise to make sure that you are reducing your weight at time, because those guys or ladies or women selling food or restaurants selling food use all these cubes to enhance flavor, and the cubes are loaded with sodium. So at the end of the day, the meals that we buy from outside give us so much sodium that you will not be able to control your blood pressure well eating such meals. And then also eating of fried foods as much as possible is also a way to increase weight. So you control blood pressure well by cutting down on fried foods, and also control weight by doing same. You need a lot of fiber so that you can control your blood pressure. Manage diabetes well, take your medications. So if you're on if you have hypertension also, you should take medications. A lot of the time, men with hypertension complain of sexual dysfunction, erectile dysfunction when they take their medicine. So they don't take the medications, then they end up developing kidney disease. It's better to control the blood pressure and prevent it from giving you a more serious problem like the kidney failure, than to say that you want to perform in bed, so you will not take the medication. And also eat well and control diabetes. If you are diabetic and you are not on a diet plan from a dietitian, I advise that you get that done now so that they can monitor you. So in addition to your medications, you have to eat well to control blood pressure, blood sugar as well. And then heart diseases and all that, any treatment protocol that you are on, make sure that you're following it very well. Now, people who have kidney diseases, we plan diet for them based on their BUE creatinines or kidney function tests. And the first stage of the planning is to do an assessment. There's nutritional assessment where we calculate how much calories you need. We also estimate how much of the energy molecules you need and all that, and check what you are eating, and then try to modify it. But on the whole, the kidney patient is supposed to eat healthy, well-balanced meals. A lot of the time you hear people say, don't eat this, don't eat that when you have this condition. A lot of all those things are not true. So at the end of the day, the kidney patient becomes malnourished, which even worsens the condition. Malnourished is because they don't eat well, they're afraid of the food. But I am just here to encourage you that when you have the condition, seek proper professional advice where you will be shown exactly what you have to eat. But most of our foods, kenkey, yam, rice, banku, fufu, fish, meat, egg, kidney patients can eat them. We only work out on the portions. So control portions of the protein and all that, so that nitrogenous waste from breakdown of proteins will not build up in the blood and give you some form of intoxication or encephalopathy or any of those kind of things that can end up complicating the condition or even taking your life from the condition. So healthy, well balanced. There's also advice on how much fruits, because in kidney disease, there's the challenge with potassium, which can be high because the kidneys will not be able to filter the blood of potassium. So based on the outcomes, you may be restricted or be stopped from eating certain fruits. But then in kidney disease, apples are very low in potassium. So any day, apples are just a good type of fruit for anybody who has kidney disease. But then over there, to caution should be applied. You don't take too much of the apples. You have kidney disease, this is not the time for you to be doing drastic diets certain diet advised or plans that will say don't eat certain nutrients, don't eat carbohydrates, don't eat this and that. No, you need healthy, well-balanced meals so that you don't end up with malnutrition secondary to inadequate energy and nutrient intake because of your fear or your way of eating.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Wise. I know the network was quite bad for me. I had to connect about 3 devices. I tried to record the meeting, but because my network keeps going off, I don't know how the recording would be. For those who couldn't join us, could you please summarize everything for us? And then we will sign off. If people have questions, they can put it in the chat and then we'll try and answer them before we go. But then your final words, and if you could do that by summarizing everything for us, starting from what the kidneys are, the risk factors for kidney disease, and how we can protect our kidneys nutritionally.
Yeah, so thank you. So I spoke about what the kidneys are, and they are bean-shaped organs located somewhere in the body for the purposes of this discussion. And their major functions border around removal of waste, controlling the water balance of the body, regulating vitamin D levels, and also contributing to blood formation. And the kidneys are so vital. We also spoke about the prevalence rates, where we looked at the global prevalence, which is more than 10%, and the prevalence in our country is nothing different from that. And also the dangers, or the way I said we should be concerned, because people who have diabetes, nearly 40% of them may end up developing kidney disease. And the same percentage of people who have hypertension can also end up developing kidney disease. And then we have also this contribution from heart diseases. So there's a need for us to be concerned and do everything possible. So the risk factors are, we have the modifiable and then the not modifiable. The modifiable risk factors are obesity, smoking, and also how well you control diabetes, how well you control hypertension, and how well you manage heart diseases. And the non-modifiable ones are the black race. We are born black, there's nothing you can do about it. And also you can be born with bad kidneys and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, there's something we can do to prevent kidney disease by making sure that we assume the right weight for our height, then age. So don't allow yourself to become obese. Exercise, don't eat in the night. Also eat well to control blood pressure, eat well to control diabetes, manage heart diseases, so diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases, take your medications well, see a dietitian for a diet plan that will help you. And if you have the condition, you definitely need a dietitian's consult. And then don't listen to what people say in trotro, what people say. I hear a lot of people who are not professionals talking about management of these diseases with diet on radio and stuff like that. I don't even know why radio stations invite people who don't have the proper license to, and then they end up giving out information that will rather hurt the general public. I don't think that is what their mandate demands. So they should do the right thing, and then make sure that you take these conditions seriously, because it can really, really be draining if you have to be on dialysis. You spend a lot of money every week, every month, and then you even end up dying very soon. So the best thing we have to do is to prevent kidney disease. Let's not forget that exercise also plays a key role in this enterprise. So let's develop exercise habits. Walking 30 minutes about 3 times a week to 5 times a week will just help us prevent problems from this kind of organ damages. Thank you. And also, let me add this before I hang the mic. There's a need for early screening. So at least once a year, you have to get your kidneys screened. Every adult should have kidney function tests done at least once a year. You can do it more than once a year, but then at least if you don't do at all, once a year, maybe around your birthday, you can have that done just to be sure. People shouldn't be scared of the outcome because it's better when kidney damage is detected early. It can even be reversed through prudent treatment and management. So if you wait and it gets too late, that's when it becomes too bad. You may need a transplant and you may not have the money to fly abroad or pay the medical expenses involved in kidney transplants. Thank you. Helena, we cannot hear you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lecha. You mentioned that there are risk factors. Is it possible that someone might have kidney disease? Hello, is it better? Is it better?
Yes, yes.
So you mentioned that risk factors include hypertension, diabetes, and I wanted to know if it's possible someone would be suffering from kidney disease without showing these risk factors.
Oh yes, it's possible. It's possible. Sometimes the cause of the kidney damage is not even known.
Mr. Lecha, sorry, we're trying to answer.
Yeah, so I said that yes, it's possible. Some of these conditions are even diagnosed in people who don't show any of the risk factors. So your best
All
bet
right.
is just do screening, to be screened. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I do not see any questions in the chat, or if anybody has any questions, they can go ahead and raise hand or something like that. So someone wants to know any specific fruits or vegetables that are good for the kidneys. I think you mentioned apples, but then you also threw in a portion.
Yes, so I will not, for the apples, I mentioned it because they are very low in potassium and it's safe for people with kidney diseases to take them without the apples unnecessarily increasing their potassium levels. So it's one safe fruit and I've singled it out because of its those properties. Now, I will not single out any specific type of vegetable or fruit that are the best for the kidneys. But then my advice would be that anything that you eat, all fruits can be health-giving and they can also be health-taking, meaning that too much can be negative, have negative impact on health, but then you eat them in moderation, you are safe. So any fruits or vegetables you consume, just a little at a time, and then that will be fine. But then develop the habit of eating healthy meals, well-balanced meals, include your fruits, but not in huge portions. Even the sugar in fruits is a reason why we shouldn't eat so much fruits like we are all used to at a sitting. Eat fruits in moderation, and that is key. I see another question, whether kidney function tests are expensive. They are not so expensive, and they are also done in health insurance accredited health facilities. So it's easy to get done and nobody should be scared of the cost. And then are there some over-the-counter medicines that we must avoid in order not to damage the kidneys? Very good question. So abuse of drugs can be the reason why some people will develop kidney disease. So let's always not be doing self-medication. That is why there are safe doses, or doctors prescribe drugs in certain quantities. So, and then certain number of days that or times a day that you take. So let's always follow doctor's prescription, and can even take away certain headaches. But then when you are sick, you have to seek medical attention. So if you need medications, the doctors are trained to give you safe levels of those medications. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Fletcher. So everyone, this has been the Wow Lifestyle Show, and it's brought to you by Comfort Legacy Foundation. We help educate the public about nutrition and we also support malnourished children. So if you wish to support us, it's also supported by Let's Consult. Mr. Lecha, please tell us about Let's Consult. Mr. Lecha, please tell us about Let's Consult.
Okay, so Let's Consult is a company owned by me, and we are into dietetic service delivery. So we do talks and presentations, seminars, training on healthy eating for groups, for corporate organizations. We also run dietetic clinics, both online and in person, for people, anybody who needs the services of a dietitian. And we run nutrition programs for companies. So if you want the food that is served to your staff to be healthy and life-giving, you just have to call us. We'll do our own assessments and offer training to your catering service providers, training to staff, so that people can eat well in the workspace. Because from my research, the food that people eat at the office is responsible for the high cholesterol prevalence in the country. It's also responsible for most of the lifestyle diseases. So you just have to start working, being fed at the office or eating around. 2 years into your employment, you have one of these lifestyle conditions. So I have a special attachment to making sure that people eat well when they go to work. And also, Let's Consult is responsible for the publication of your diet and health book series. So our books, your Live Long by Eating Well, Eating to Prevent and Manage Lifestyle Diseases, and then Be Your Own Dietitian. These books are available at Kingdom Bookshops. They're available at Bachona Total. You can also find them at Kingdom Books on the Sprinters Road in Tema, on the Legon campus. And we deliver anywhere in the world, outside Accra, outside the country. You just have to get in touch with our hotline, 0244 090262, 0244 090262, or you go to our website, www.lechabooks.com, and place an order. www.lechabooks.com. You go through the menu, you can order the books, you can sign up for a consultation and all that. So that is Let's Consult. We hope to be at your doorstep when you invite us.
All right, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Remember to take good care of your kidneys, because I say they are your life support. Once your kidneys are destroyed, you are gone. So we wish you all the best and have a great week. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.